And Zummy, you can have someone relate with Zummy as being the wise person, trying to be like being the elder of the group, and things like that. And it's just, and then you look at the girl's side, you can relate with uh, with Sunny, if you will, because she wants. If you're a young girl, growing up watching series, you can relate with Sunny because she wants to be things. She wants to be a princess, or she wants this. That's what she wants. We see that many times. And if you're a young girl, like nowadays, all the young girls, when it comes to Disney, they want to be they want to be all these different Disney princesses. The same with Sunny. You can relate and understand her. And Kala, Kala is more like, okay, she's a princess, and but yet she wants to have a life of her own. She wants to do her own thing. Yeah, she knows she's has this responsibility and everything as princess, but she wants her own life. She wants to do her own thing. She wants to go out. She wants to be an archer. She doesn't need, she wants to prove, like she's done in one episode, that she doesn't need a protector. Things like that. And it's just unbelievable. And it's just unbelievable how many characters like them that, despite what age you are, that your entire family, if not friends, can relate to in many different levels. Now, another aspect about the Gummi Bears show, though, is the one thing it sort of addressed at times, more importantly with the humans, and it did, oh, sorry, I hit the mic there, but it addressed this a little bit with the gummies, it addressed this a little bit with the humans. The one thing that got addressed, like I say, a little bit throughout the show was romance. I'll give you an example. On the human side, of course, you look at the protagonist, and the romance that was being hinted at and developed was between Calvin and Kala. You all saw that. Now, if you look at it from the villain perspective, the romance that was trying to be developed there was between Duke Igthorn and Lady Bane. Okay, that's all cool. You can understand that. But then you take a look at the Gummi perspective. The Gummi perspective. Now, here's where the debate really gets hot. Now, we all saw that Sunny had a crush on Gusto. That's common. Like I said, she's like the 13-year-old of the group. Gusto's like the 18-year-old, the 20-year-old of the group. Let's put it in a more modern term. Let's put it in a more modern, present-day term. Like I say, Sunny's the young girl that has the crush, and Gusto, if you want to look at it from a more modern standpoint, or more of a today standpoint, Gusto is like the Justin Bieber, if you will, of the Gummies. All these girls want to be Justin Bieber's girlfriend. They want to be his love interest. Even to the point that, if you recall with the whole Selena Gomez deal, they threw death threats her way, right? Well, that's the same thing with Sunny. Now, of course, Sunny wouldn't be the kind that would throw death threats, but she would get jealous. She would get jealous. She's not, like I said, she's not the kind that would throw death threats or anything, but she does get jealous. In fact, there was one mini episode called Water Way to Go, where she got a little jealous of this mermaid that Gusto was paying more attention to. Now, Gusto didn't know about this till the end, but still, if you want to look at it like from a today perspective, look at it that way. Like I said, yes, Sunny's not the kind that would throw death threats at any girl. No. She's very understanding. She has kind of acknowledged to Gusto, and Gusto has acknowledged it, that, she does like him, and she has a crush on him. He's acknowledged that. So if you look at this, like I said, if you look at it from today's perspective, look at it from a young girl, 12, maybe 10 to 15-year-old girl, looking at a Justin Bieber. Get what I'm saying? Now, another, I guess you could say, romantic hint that's been thrown about, but this is mostly by fans, is Buddy Barbic from the Barbic Gummies, and Sunny. Now, when they did the episode Return to Usela, Sunny befriended Buddy. So basically, they looked at like, okay, both of them seem to be the same age, so that might be an attraction. One fan, excuse me, one fan In fact, there's one fan, I believe her name's Courtney Williams, and another fan, I don't know if it's the same person or not, who has a YouTube channel under the name Disney Barbic, has acknowledged this as well on many occasions. They've acknowledged this. Now, okay, good. Now, good argument there. It's a good argument. There's potential there. But then here's the thing. Here's the thing. The way I look at it, and this is just my opinion, and I'm pretty sure some others may share it or may disagree with it. But me, I honestly look at Sunny, if it was at Sunny Gummy being paired up with Cubby. Now let me explain. There's been a lot of animated shows, live action shows, that when they do a finale, whether it's a 5-part, 2-part series finale or whatever, or even if they do a television movie finale, or even a theatrical movie finale, excuse me, whether they do that, there's always a chance that in these finales, the two characters that you want to get together, or you at least expect to get together, end up getting together. You know what I'm saying? Let me put it to you like this. Cubby Gummy, like I mentioned earlier, Cubby and Sunny may be like a half a year apart. Now, if they were to do a movie finale, a theatrical or television movie finale, a lot of people would say, well, if there's a romance that's going to take place here, it's going to finally be revealed and, taken care of. Many would guess it's either going to be Gusto and Sunny, but more likely a lot of would guess would be Buddy Barbic and Sunny Gummy, along with Kala and Calvin. But here's the thing. The people that worked on the series and the people that, like I say, they worked on the series, if they're going to officially pair a couple like two characters like Calvin and Kala together as a couple, you don't think for an instant they're not going to try to pair together the two best friends from the Gummies together? You don't think they're going to do that? Of course they are. Because think about it. Yeah, like I said, Cubby may act like a little childish and everything, but Sunny did the same thing. Because they're half a year apart in my opinion. I'm probably wrong, but they're probably half a year apart. But again, if you think a show like Gummi Bears would do a finale where, like I say, you don't think certain characters are going to get together, but they do, or certain characters are going to get together and they do, it's because they know what the fans want. But they also know that you can't, like I say, pair maybe characters like Calvin and Kala up together as an official couple without doing the same with the two best friends out of the Gummi Bears. That may seem silly to you guys, to some people. That may seem silly, but you know what? It's not silly. Matter of fact, it makes more sense than you think. Because if you think about it, like I said, I can't think of many live action or animated shows that have had 2-part, 5-part series finales, or movie finales, theatrical or television-wise, where a couple that you didn't think would get together got together, or a couple you would hope get together got together. I can't think of many off the top of my head. Maybe you can. Maybe you guys can help me there. But still, what I'm saying is it makes tons of sense to go in that direction. Now, again, I know a lot of people may argue that. And, you got a right to your opinion, you got a right to your arguments and all that. I agree. I totally agree with you on that. I'm pretty sure that when Aladdin and Jasmine were engaged, and throughout the entire run of the series, that people are always wondering, when are they going to get married? Are they ever going to get married? Blah, blah, blah. No one ever thought they were going to get married, right? Well, guess what? They did get married in the movie finale. The same with Gargoyles. Let's take a look at that. It's like you almost knew Goliath and Alicia were going to be together, but you didn't suspect it. You didn't know if they were going to get together. You wanted them to be together. You saw the attraction. You saw the kiss at the end of Hunter's Moon and everything. So you knew that they were together. But would they be officially together without being ridiculed? Well, we saw that at the end of Angels in the Night from the Goliath Chronicles. We saw that. You know? And speaking of gargoyles, think of it this way. We had a new gargoyle, a female gargoyle, in Angela, that when they returned to New York, the last person you would think Angela would be with would be Broadway, right? You would think right off the bat she'd go with someone like Brooklyn. But instead, she ended up with Broadway. And nobody saw that coming, right? Exactly. It's like, it's like if you did it's like if fan sites existed back then, and I'm not sure if they did or not. They probably did in their own form or so. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people, even to this day, would argue that Angela was better fit for Brooklyn. Not Brooklyn, but yeah, for Brooklyn. But instead, she ended up with Broadway. And it's like I said, there's probably a lot of fans that argue the fact that why is she with Broadway? Why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? Why this? Why that? There's a lot of people that would argue that. And you know what? I don't blame them for arguing that point, because it makes sense that you look at someone like Brooklyn and you automatically think perfect scenario. Angela, Brooklyn, there you go. Right? Like I say, perfect scenario. But it never happened. Instead, you got Broadway and Angela, which really, like I said, probably caught a lot of fans off by surprise. Now, okay, here's the other thing. Mighty Ducks. Here's the thing here. You would never think, because they never showcased it, but they did kind of acknowledge it towards the end or somewhat throughout the episode of Traitor Among Us, but they never really acknowledged for the rest of the series any attraction between Duke and Mallory or Nosedive and Mallory. Now, some people would come out and with the fan art and the fan fiction would say, okay, Duke and Mallory is the most logical choice, or even Wild Wing and Mallory is the more logical choice. Some have even gone out and said Nosedive and Tanya together, or Duke and Tanya, or Wild Wing and Tanya, right? But again, the more logical choices to them for Mallory would be Duke or Wild Wing. But there have been some fan fiction stories, and fan art that have indicated that there are some that support Nosedive and Mallory. Now think of it this way. If they had continued Mighty Ducks and done to Mighty Ducks what they did with Gargoyles and had spin it off, and the next thing you saw in one of the first episodes of the spin-off is Mallory and Nosedive kissing, that would throw you off guard, right? If you're like a person that thinks, it's logical, it's going to be Duke, or it's logical, it's going to be Wild Wing. But it would throw you off if you saw that, right? The same with Cubby and Sunny. Cubby and Sunny, no matter what people say, I truly believe if the series was to be spun off or get a revamping or whatever, or get a movie, television, direct to DVD, theatrical, whatever, I guarantee you, if the writers would have put Calvin and Calla together as an official couple finally, they do the same to Cubby and Sunny. Yes, they would have to age him by a couple of years, but it would happen, no matter how you think of it. Now, again, you have a right to your opinion. Fans have a right to opinions to say she's better suited with Buddy or she's better suited with Gusto. That's fine. That's cool. But again, when you look at it from a more logical standpoint, you go with those that have been around each other the longest. And even the writers have acknowledged that they are not siblings. That, yeah, they have lived together, but they're not siblings. So you get the idea, right? I mean, even in comic books, it's been acknowledged. X-Men is a great primary example. Okay? From the first issue of X-Men, no one would have ever said, oh, Scott Summers, Jean Grey, together. No one probably would have thought about that. But if you looked at it from a logical standpoint, it made sense. Get what I'm saying? So again, if that was